There we go. Well. Here we are finishing up our California tour. I'm here. My name is Cedric Watson. I'm with Corey Harris. And we're on our way back to Los Angeles to catch our flights.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to Virginia. I'm going to Lafayette, Louisiana.
Yep.
But yeah, man, Corey, you want to tell them about our project, what we've been doing? No, this has been years you and I have been playing together.
Yeah. We've been doing intermittent shows all over, mostly in the States, here for the last few years. And the vibe is basically, acoustic. We don't play plugged in. We have just two microphones on stage.
Yeah.
And we're just keeping it true to the roots. So, South Louisiana Creole music from the way back, and also dealing with the blues and showing how those two are in conversation with each other and are coming from the same family.
Right.
And the proof is that, even though I speak French, I didn't grow up in Louisiana and everything.
Yeah.
Yet,
like me, I grew up in Texas.
Yeah. But yet, with the blues, that's like my entry into that world. From I know the blues, I can play with pretty much anybody who's a roots musician. If my ears are open and my heart is good, and I want to really make a contribution.
And Creole music is a form of the blues,
Yeah.
That's why you and I collaborate really well together too, because all the time that you lived in Louisiana, you taught French and played music in the music scene.
True.
Like you said, you were able to get familiar and play with a lot of the musicians there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really, Louisiana was where I got my start. I was a school teacher in a place called Belrose in Assumption Parish, which is right outside of Donaldsonville.
Okay.
And I lived out there for a year, and it just so happened my grandmother is from Thibodaux.
Yeah.
So that's where I would go to make groceries. They didn't have no grocery store up where I was in Napoleonville.
Yeah.
So, and then after that, I was just kind of discovered New Orleans, and really from my grandmother telling me about, because she was still living at the time. And so I would go into New Orleans and just play on the street, and just started meeting people like Coco Robichaux and different people. Eventually I met people like Jerry Barbaran, Paul Barbaran's his nephew, Paul Barbaran from, played with Danny Barker and the same family, really, and got to meet Wynton back in them times, up in New York, met Wynton, and just different people, so just give thanks for the experience.
Yeah, man. A lot of those musicians you mentioned, I actually don't know them, but I'm sure they're very well respected, musicians in that scene.
Yeah.
In Lafayette, where I'm living, I've been there for about 21 years in that area. There's lots of Cajun, Zydeco. There's some jazz too, but not as much,
Yeah.
And we always had some good blues legends that a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
We had Harry Hippolyte.
I knew Harry. I knew Harry Hippolyte.
I actually have the honor, got to know him. We also had Little Buck, and
I knew Lil Buck too. Now,
a lot of great musicians who we've even lost. Carol Fran, and it goes on and on. But what I want to tell you is that you and I, what we're doing, our project, we call it True Blues. But as you know, we also play a lot of, even the way we got together and playing music was by recording with Boubacar, who was a West African musician from Mali.
Yeah.
So you and I, we also have a lot of that we throw into the mix in our repertoire. So it's not so necessarily just the blues that we play.
This is true.
And I play a tune sometime, might be like a French tune that don't really say nothing sad at all. Maybe it just be some cowboys eating and ton you to know that pu.
That's right.
You had some, you ain't getting no more. We're talking about that, but it's still the same pentatonic and the same rhythms that's involved in what you're gonna hear in some West African and all throughout African America, period.
And it's telling a story, because the blues is a book of life.
That's right.
It's all of our experiences, the joy and the pain and everything in between.
That's right.
So, and put in a way that everyone can understand, because everyone goes through this, this human experience,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what blues has become for us nowadays you know, you and I, well, what it has become for like modern day society, blues in like 8 bar, 12 bar, you know, all night long. That's all you hear. Things like that. Electric guitar with a big drum set. Well, you and I, we have definitely gone back to the roots and the way blues was sounding on the plantation, you know, and the way a lot of these, even French music and stuff, the way it was sounding, the Creole music on the plantations, South Louisiana. Then we have our own original time of creation, which we will get a lot more time of that coming up here pretty soon, because you'll be coming to Louisiana.
That's right. That's one of our more immediate plans, is to really start recording, because we've been making music so much the last few years, and
Right.
yeah, it's really developing to a point where we need to put it down. Yeah, put it on wax, as they say.
Yep. You'll put it. Yeah, that's for sure. It's also going to give us time to really collaborate musically on a creative scale, because you and I, normally when we're traveling, we're always like, we're in one city one day, and then we're in another state in a whole nother city the next day, because we might have to get up early after playing a gig and just go fly out the next day like we're doing now. You know, so it's like we don't get a lot of time to really sit down and rehearse all the time, and you know, so or even try to create songs.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, so those of you who don't know what we do, you know, it's very time consuming being out here on the road. And in fact, even though the music is the reason you're out here, the priority is actually getting up on time and being on schedule. Because if you're not doing that, then you're not going to make it to the gig, and you're not going to be able to make the music or make the money.
Right.
And this is a business, you know, at the end of the day. So there are people counting on us.
That's right.
You know, the promoters, they pay some money in advance for promotion and to get the room together, and you know, all the things to prepare for a show. So
this ain't no joyride.
No, it ain't no joyride.
Now some joyful things happen, but no, this ain't no joyride.
Yes, we take it seriously, you know.
Musicians on our level, you know. We're very folk, authentic what we do, and you know, this ain't no pop culture like we're in a tour bus and woohoo and
no groupies,
jacuzzi in the bus. Yeah, that ain't happening. This is what's happening right here.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, so y'all, we're known as True Blues, but it's Corey Harris.
Yeah.
Well known and well respected and just a great guy and musician. And my name's Cedric Watson, and this is what we do. We've been doing it for years. The day after my daughter was born, I flew to Italy to meet him to record. That nothing never became of that, but we did do our thing over there or whatever, you know. And but then it continued the projects when we recorded and played with Boubacar Traore. We've been going on tours, him and I together. Played with Phil Wiggins. God bless his soul. Phil Wiggins.
Rising Powers.
Here we are now. You never know who else we'll collaborate with, but keep up with us. Be looking for us.
Yeah.
Also, with this winter, we do plan to start working on recording some songs and getting some things going.
So
to
look
release
for
an
us.
Album.
Yeah.
Support us. Natty Works. Look him up on social media, Natty Works, and subscribe and like, and look me up too, Cedric Watson. Subscribe and like, Saint Lamar Watson.
Yeah, I'm Corey Harris on Facebook, and Natty Works on Instagram. Corey Harris on YouTube.
There you go. Y'all subscribe and like, and comment and everything, and God bless you all, and keep up with us, and we're gonna keep up with the world.